Have you ever wondered, what if I had made another choice? Let's cut to a scene from my past. Many moons ago, in the heat of the moment, I made a decision that seemed right then, but little did I know the ripples it would create in my life. Let's fade into a flashback of me as a young man, impulsive, driven by the thrill of the moment, cut to a close-up of my face, lost in the moment, without a thought for the future. And, oh, how I've come to regret it. Transition to a of the repercussions that have been a constant companion, a shadow I can't shake off. It's taught me a valuable lesson, though, one that has shaped me into who I am today. Slow motion transition to the present, showing the weight of each choice we make, no matter how trivial it may seem. And sometimes the price we pay is steep. Let's fade to black, before the unseen consequences of our choices haunt us for years. Time, they say, waits for no one. But how often do we truly understand the weight of that statement? Reflect on this for a moment. When was the last time you thought about the value of a single moment? I remember once upon a time I was working on a project. It was something I was passionate about, something I believed in, but I kept pushing it off, thinking I had all the time in the world. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and before I knew it, a whole year had passed. And the project? It was left unfinished, a dream unrealized. The opportunity slipped through my fingers, not because of a lack of skill or resources, but simply because I didn't value the time I had. I took it for granted, thinking there would always be a tomorrow. But here's the thing about tomorrows. They're not guaranteed. They're a gift, a precious commodity that we should never waste. Time management, you see, is not just about getting tasks done. It's about prioritizing what's important. It's about making the most out of every moment. It's about understanding that every tick of the clock is a step forward, a step towards reaching our goals, towards fulfilling our dreams. So, how do we make the most out of every moment? It starts with understanding the value of time. It starts with recognizing that every second counts, that every moment is an opportunity. It's about seizing the day, about making the most out of the here and now. It's about living in the moment, about being present in the now. Think about it. How many opportunities have you missed because you thought you had time? How many dreams have been left unrealized because you kept pushing them off for tomorrow? The reality is, we don't know how much time we have. All we have is the present, the here and now. So, let me leave you with this thought. Time, once lost, can never be regained. So, make every second count. Can words truly hurt more than actions? I remember a time when I was just a lad, growing up in a small town in northern England. I was a bit of a dreamer, always lost in my own world of make-believe and fantasy. One day, I shared my dream of becoming a writer with my teacher. I'll never forget the way she scoffed, the dismissive wave of her hand, the way she said, "You? A writer? Don't make me laugh." Those words, they stung. They burrowed deep into my heart and took root there. I carried them with me, a constant reminder of the dream I thought I wasn't good enough to achieve. It took me years to realize that her words weren't a reflection of my abilities, but rather her own limited perspective. But that's the thing about words, isn't it? They're like seeds. Once planted, they can grow into beautiful flowers or thorny weeds. They can inspire us to reach for the stars or convince us that we're not meant to fly. They can lift us up or they can tear us down. Words have power, my friends. They have the power to shape our reality, to define our self-perception. They can build bridges or erect walls. They can open doors or slam them shut. They can start wars or broker peace. They can create love or foster hate. And that's why we must choose our words wisely. Because here's the truth. Every word we utter, every sentence we speak is a choice. It's a choice to uplift or to tear down, to inspire or to discourage, to create or to destroy. And with that choice comes responsibility. Responsibility to use our words for good, to choose kindness over cruelty, understanding over judgment, love over hate. We must remember that words are not just sounds or symbols. They are powerful tools that can change lives, for better or for worse. We wield this power every time we open our mouths to speak, every time we put pen to paper. So let's use this power wisely. Let's choose our words with care, with empathy, with love. Because in the end, our words are our legacy. They are the echoes we leave behind, the footprints on the sands of time. Words have the power to heal or hurt. It's up to us to decide how we use them. Is self-care selfish or a necessity? Let's delve into that. There was a time in my life when I was constantly on the go, juggling work, family, and a myriad of responsibilities. Self-care, I thought, was for the self-indulgent. Alas, I couldn't have been more wrong. As the weeks turned into months, I found myself increasingly exhausted, irritable, and unhappy. I was burning the candle at both ends, and it wasn't long before I hit a wall, the dreaded burnout. It wasn't just a physical exhaustion. It was mental and emotional too. This was a wake-up call. I realized that by neglecting my own needs, I wasn't just hurting myself, but also those around me. I was less productive at work, less present with my family, and not at all the person I wanted to be. That's when I understood that self-care isn't about pampering oneself or shirking responsibilities. It's about ensuring that we have the mental and physical energy to meet our commitments and to be there for the people we care about. It's about eating well, getting enough sleep, taking breaks, and making time for hobbies and interests. It's about saying no when we need to, without feeling guilty. And most importantly, it's about recognizing and respecting our limits. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's an investment in our health and well-being, and it pays dividends in the form of increased productivity, happiness, and longevity. Your body and mind are your most valuable assets. Take care of them. Is it better to regret something you did or something you didn't do? Let's take a moment to ponder this question. A few years back, I was presented with an opportunity that could have changed the course of my life. A business venture, to be precise. It was risky, no doubt, but the potential rewards were immense. I was teetering on the edge between the comfort of the known and the thrill of the unknown. In the end, I chose safety. I chose the familiar, the predictable. I chose not to risk it. Today, I often find myself wondering, what if? What if I had taken that leap of faith? What if I had stepped out of my comfort zone? Could I be in a different place in my life right now? You see, life is full of these what-ifs. They're the echoes of the chances we didn't take, the risks we shied away from, and they can be haunting. But here's the thing. Regret is a harsh teacher, but a teacher nonetheless. It has taught me the importance of taking calculated risks. Risks that can lead to growth, to learning, to self-discovery. Risks that can open doors to opportunities we never even knew existed. So the next time you're faced with a risky decision, think about this. Would you rather regret the things you did or the things you didn't do? Sometimes the biggest risk is not taking any risk at all. So what can we learn from these life lessons? Well, we've journeyed through the labyrinth of life, exploring the unseen consequences of our actions, understanding the invaluable nature of time, realizing the power of words, acknowledging the importance of self-care, and confronting the regret of not taking risks. Each of these aspects holds an indispensable lesson that life has to offer. Unseen consequences remind us that every action, no matter how small, can have a significant impact. It's about understanding the ripple effect of our decisions, both good and bad. It's a wake-up call to be more mindful of our actions and their potential aftermath. Time, the most precious commodity we have, yet often take for granted. The value of time teaches us to live in the moment, to make the most of the now, because once it's gone for good. Next, we learned about the power of words. Words can either build or destroy. They have the power to inspire or discourage. It's important to choose our words wisely, for they can leave a lasting impact. Self-care, often overlooked, yet incredibly significant. It's about understanding that taking care of ourselves, both physically and mentally, is not a luxury, but a necessity. It's about recognizing that we can't pour from an empty cup. Lastly, we delved into the regret of not taking risks. Life is filled with opportunities, and sometimes risks are necessary for growth. It's better to try and fail than to live with the regret of not trying at all. Each of these lessons carries a profound message. Learn from the past, live in the present, and look forward to the future. Life is a continuous learning process, and mistakes are a part of that journey. They're not failures, but opportunities for growth. Remember, it's never too late to learn and change. Let's make our regrets stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. Let's use these lessons to navigate the course of our lives, to become the best versions of ourselves, and to live a life filled with purpose, happiness, and fulfillment.